Hey guys, this is Dr. Sandy, and sometimes the right thing is the tough thing. That is the topic of today's video. So, one thing that really shocked me, and I remember when I was growing up, I had some mentors, they still mentor me, um, and they're really into exercise, amazing nutrition, amazing picture of health and everything. And then I would read their books, and what they would actually say is that if they had it their way, they'd want to eat a lot of pizza, junk food, fast food. They wish they could have, soda pop or something like that. They love sweets and stuff. They didn't enjoy getting up in the morning. They didn't like to exercise. They didn't like to stretch, but they knew they had to do it. And when you read that, or when you hear someone you really respect say that, it kind of feels like, wow, okay, they're actually normal human beings. Because sometimes, I don't know about you guys, I used to think I'd look at these people and say, oh, they all love to work out and stuff. And maybe after a certain number of years or decades, they get to a point where they're addicted, they love it, they get up in the morning, and there's certain, probably 20% of the people who feel like that. Most people I've met, a lot of times I'm in that category too. You're just like, oh man, I just want to sleep in. Do I have to eat this way? I'd rather just have that chocolate or whatever it is. But what I've seen with the people who are successful and success in health, they face those same challenges, they face those same decisions, but they just have that mental discipline to push. They have that motivation. So they're just like us, but they just make different choices. And, this is a big lesson for yourself, but if you're watching this and you're a parent, you want to share this with your kids and let them know that, um, sometimes you may not want to go to school. Maybe you don't want to eat this or, take a certain vitamin or whatever it is, or, you should exercise, you should do this, you should do the homework. Or maybe you don't want to do the homework, but it needs to get done. Well, it's not that much fun. And I mean, I've gone through this, but you got to do it. And I've realized, like, I'm a very positive person, and you think everything you do should be so much joy and everything, but sometimes, and a lot of the times, it's like doing that stuff you don't want to do will get you to being happy, will get you to that place you want to be. Um, so through sacrifice and hard work, and people talk about the different generations, do they appreciate anything? I don't think you can label a whole generation anyway. I think it's case by case. And what I've also seen is that the people who are healthy, happy, and successful, they're very grateful. One story I'll share with you too. At a very young age, my parents used to take me to India, and being born in Canada, you think, oh, this is the way the whole world is, and you hear about stories about India. When I went there and I saw the poverty, when I saw children without shoes, when I would talk to my dad and he'd say, some of these kids might, if they're lucky, eat once a day. That shook me to my core. And here I am making this video and I'm 45. I still have those images. It really shook me to my core, and it's made me grateful every day. And I think if we come from that place of being grateful, realizing that whatever you're going through, there's obviously someone who's going through something much worse, having that attitude of just being grateful, and realizing, I'll be honest, I went to work on Saturday, and I just said, wow, what a blessing that I get to go to work and help people, help them get stronger, work with them on those certain goals they have, and just make their life better. I'm blessed, I'm lucky to go to work. And how does that change everything? I love my patients when I talk to them, but a lot of people, even some of my close friends, when they talk about work, it's like this drag and it's horrible. And if we look at it from a health point of view, you have two choices. And I would say this to anyone: if you really don't like your job, make intelligent decisions and may not do something overnight, but say, what, where do I see myself? Take that time to reflect. Is this really what I want to do? And if you're saying, what, maybe this isn't a fit, or I love my job, it's just the people, it's the environment I'm in right now, slowly over time, maybe have a 6-month goal, a 1-year goal, or a 2-year goal, get out of that place, change departments. If you work at a certain corporation that's technology-based, go to another corporation, or within your corporation, say that, I'm going to stay internal, but I'll apply for another position, change up your environment. Or the second option you have is that I'm going to stay with this position, I'm going to stick with it, but my attitude is going to change. And that to me would probably be even a better answer, but just saying I'll train my mind, I'm going to train my heart to see the best in everything. And we hear these things, but man, again, the people I've seen who are successful, they've gone through that. A lot of them were not born positive people, but they've trained themselves. They've said, what, I'm going to train myself to be positive. I'm going to train myself that when I'm going through this stuff, how to see what's the blessing. A lot of them have said, okay, I'm learning something here. I'm going to extract something from here so that not only does it not happen again, I'll have those skills applied to other parts of my life. and that just is a huge game changer. So what I want you to do is realize life will be tough. There's going to be hard times. You may not be excited to do the right thing. Do the right thing. You know, I'm here for you. People are here for you. Your friends and family are there for you for support. And even if there's no one close to you supporting you, you just need to get that insight. And then, you know, read a book. And maybe, you know, Tony Robbins or whoever works for you, read that book. Watch tons of YouTube videos. And, you know, a lot of times my mentors, I haven't even, you know, seen them face to face, but I consider them mentors, you know? So, and now with technology, there's podcasts, there's YouTube videos, you know, and you have to work that muscle. Some of the most positive people I've ever met are still like every day, tons of info, tons of ways of learning to be positive, and they pump and grind that muscle to be positive, to stay determined. And some people are like, yeah, you know, does that work? Like, dude, you got to give it everything you've got. And the challenge is to be positive or see the best on a day that's challenging. Um, you know, I'll be honest too, there's some days where like it's raining outside, it's overcast. And for me personally, those are like the toughest days to be positive. But I push through it and I push through it, and you just get better at it. You just get stronger at it. So realize there's going to be tough days and you got to push through it, and that's normal. Realize that eating well, exercising, you know, stretching, keeping your chiropractic appointments. You know, sometimes it's just easier to say, I'm just going to stay home. I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to go to the gym. I'm not into my health and well-being. You know, I'm just going to turn on the TV. I'm just going to keep watching YouTube or whatever. And that's the easy way, but what's the price you're going to pay for that? You know? And I think the other message, which that was my original message, but the other message I'd say, walk in gratitude. If you're watching this anywhere in the world, but I mean, if you got a house, if you're eating 3 meals a day, if you got most of your family around you and some good friends, to me, it's all bonus after that. And I think that's a big thing my dad taught me as well, is like, you know, after that, sure, you know, you always want to be successful and go to the next level. But if you have those basic foundations, we are so blessed. You know, obviously I live in Canada, but it's amazing. It's a fantastic country. We are blessed. We have so much to be thankful for, and even having that attitude when you're coming from that place of feeling blessed, of feeling grateful, it gives you energy. It juices you up. Another thing I've seen with people who are successful, they feel blessed. They feel grateful. Whatever their situation is, they are so grateful, and that's something which we can all work on. I could work on to get better and better, but I find that keeps you grounded. I find when life gives you those up and downs, it keeps you grounded. You realize, you know, I love when I meet someone and then they'll be like, oh, they're freaking out. And, you know, you hear stories on the internet too of someone who's just devastated because maybe they don't have the latest cell phone, or, you know, they have a great car, but it's like 1 year older and they're upset and they're depressed. Or, you know, you hear these stories of people who live in a 5,000 square foot house and they're like, look at my life, I should be living in a 10,000 square foot house. I mean, there's always something you can be upset about, but being grateful, I personally believe, will take you to that next level of happiness, of success, joy. It's just a great way to live. You know, it just totally makes sense, and it's better for your health. So I hope that helped you. This was definitely a longer video than usual, but I just had to get that out there because I want to make sure that you have the best life, you are successful. Why do I make these videos? Just, I want to keep pouring out, and I'd like to learn something and share it, and learn something to share, and just keep sharing, because I believe with sharing, everyone gets lifted. So God bless. I'll be here again.